If you're a Coastal Carolina basketball fan, you should be all smiles on this Sunday. 2 big road wins for the Chanticleers. Welcome to the Cliff Ellis Show. I'm Rich Krampanis, and Coach, boy, what a job your team did, not only on Saturday night, but Thursday night on the road as well.
This is a big road sweep for us. What a race that we're in, and we're headed for a big week in March with the big South Conference tournament. Tremendous basketball throughout the week. We got 2 road wins. We're holding serve, but the race is still on.
Coach, I'm excited to show the highlights of Gardner-Webb from Saturday night. Was that the best second half you played this year? It's got to be close.
Without question, because we're on the road. We're playing a team that's playing as well as anybody. We're down 4 at the half. We go down 7. We play strong. We make stops, and then you're going to see some highlights because you're going to see some big-time shots that don't have anything to do with the play. You can credit defense for getting it, but, you know, players made some big shots.
Let's take a look at Saturday night's game. It was a good one between the Chanticleers and Gardner-Webb. Coach, you knew this was going to be a tough place. Gardner-Webb coming off that win over Campbell, and you knew the Bulldogs were going to come to play.
Well, you see those Holt Maniacs. I'm going to tell you what, this is the best atmosphere I've seen this year. And when we come back home, we need this. This was the best atmosphere I've seen in Big South play this entire year.
Coach, this time of year, you're going to use a lot of the bench. Dexter Moore delivering a big 3 early.
Well, we've got to get bench play early. We got to make sure that we play our players down the stretch the last half with some strength. We got to be able to call our own shots. So playing our bench is big.
Chris Gradnago here ties it up at 11, and then Anthony Raffa, the start of a big day.
Yes, he had a big day. Career high 32.
Sam McLaurin on the inside, and then here's Chris Gradnago with a 3. It's a 19-16 game at the 6-minute mark. Very tight between the two teams.
Back and forth, both teams going at each other. Good defense by both teams.
Coach, I want to talk about the good defense here. Here's Kier Greenwood. What a great lesson. He gets the ball stolen from him, but he comes back on the other end and blocks this shot. You got to love this.
Yes, very good. That's what athleticism will do for you.
And more importantly, Kier Greenwood did not give up on that play, but Stephon Johnson, a steal and lay, and this is Gardner-Webb's run late in the first half. They build it up to 24-19 with 3:13 to go.
Yes, they got control of the first half, and we're just going back and forth with this team.
Coach, I thought, once again, you do a good job of managing deficits. You know, here you're down 5, and you go inside to Chris Gradnago, and then Sam McLaurin slams one down.
Yes, that was good play by both those players.
And as you mentioned, Coach, you're down 4 at the half, and in the second half, Gardner-Webb would actually build up a 9-point advantage about 4 minutes in.
Well, there's no need to panic. We've just got to stay the course and see what happens.
And the run gets started by Kier Greenwood, a little leaner right here.
Yes, nice play.
And then big basket here. Chris Gradnago the 3, and then it's going to lead to the Anthony Raffa outburst.
Well, you're going to see it. We'll just let the highlights speak for itself.
Coach, I don't know. You got to probably go back to the days of Jack Leisure when I saw a guy this hot. Anthony Raffa scored 14 consecutive points for your team. Unbelievable. Well,
that's unusual, but, you know, he made plays, and in big games, that's what you need.
And it's a no-brainer for our Hooters. Did you see that? We'll just let the Anthony Raffa run continue right here, Coach.
Yeah, Hooters, we'll let the owl look.
The owl likes what he sees because Raffa just kept on going. And he did it a lot of different ways, Coach. He did it with lay-ins. He did it with 3-pointers.
Yes, he did.
Well, finally somebody else decides to get in on the fun, and that's Chris Gradnago. That breaks up the Raffa run, but then Raffa comes right back. 4-point play. 3 in the foul. He fell right down in front of you.
Oh, man, that was a big bucket.
Coach, what was the atmosphere like on the bench when that run's going on?
Well, it reminded me of NCAA postseason play just from the past. It was just one of those momentum games. You got a place that's packed. You got to keep in mind this Gardner-Webb place was packed. They were taunting us. They were doing everything. And to hit that shot, it just silenced the crowd. You could hear go, ooh. It was just a fantastic feeling. Reminded me of ACC, SEC days. It
was a lot of fun if you're a Coastal basketball fan. And from there, after the Raffa run, you decide to kind of change things up. You decide to establish inside play. And Sam McLaurin came through a couple times big.
He really did. Made some big plays inside.
And then, Coach, this right here, I would take this one highlight of John Pack to show the improvement he had. He would not have made this play last year. He is so much stronger and so much more confident.
Well, you got to give him a lot of credit. He's been doing that all year, though.
He sure has. John Pack opens up the lead to 9, and then from there, it's just time for Anthony Raffa to just round out his stats, and it was unbelievable.
Well, he was in the zone, so to speak.
And down the stretch they came, and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers pull away 70-56. Coach, you know, Gardner-Webb 5-6 in Big South play. Throw that out. I think they are going to be a very dangerous team come tournament time, and this is a big, big win for you.
Well, there's no doubt about that. This is the first time they've really lost. Every game that they've lost has been within 5 points or less, and I think they're playing as well as anybody. And this was a huge win for us. You know, I really feel good. This is going to be a nice bus ride back home.
And after the game, Anthony Raffa talked about his career game.
My teammates were finding me in the second half, and I was getting open shots, and I just felt comfortable shooting the ball, and they were just going in.
It was impressive. What do you have, 32 points? He got hot, and I was looking for him, and he got hot. He got into a rhythm, and we just fed off of him.
Our HTC peak performer from the Gardner-Webb game. Coach, of course we can go with Anthony Raffa, but let's go beyond the box score. Chris Gradnago, 15 points, but Coach, probably the best defense he's played this year.
I want to give it to Chris because it's the best game that he's played. He played it on both ends. He got rebounds, he defended well, he scored big buckets, he shared the basketball. Best basketball game we played. And seeing that out of Chris really makes me feel good. We need that down the stretch.
Time to take a break. When we come back, we'll look back on Thursday night's win against Presbyterian. You're watching the Cliff Ellis Show, presented by HTC and Griffin Industries.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
Coastal Carolina University Chanticleers need to concentrate on playing their best, not worrying about what to do if an injury occurs. At Strand Orthopedic Consultants and Coastal Orthopedic Associates, we offer all our patients comprehensive orthopedic care from our team of renowned specialists. So no matter what your game, you can stay on top of it. Strand Orthopedic Consultants and Coastal Orthopedic Associates, proud to be the team physicians of the Coastal Carolina University Chanticleers and sponsors of the Coach Cliff Ellis Show.
Hello, I'm Tommy Britton. Along with my children, Case, Preston, and Mary Madison, I practice law here in Myrtle Beach. We're now known as the Britton Law Firm. And Coach Ellis and Coach LaForce, we have fine men that are leading our students at Coastal to great achievements. It's been a pleasure over the years to sponsor this program. The Britton Law Firm, all claims, trials in all courts.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Crescent Bank. The great folks at Crescent Bank are big supporters of Coastal Carolina basketball and Chanticleer athletics. Visit one of Crescent Bank's 4 Grand Strand locations in Conway, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle Beach, and Garden City. Crescent Bank. Have a nice bank.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Griffin Industries, a tradition in agribusiness since 1943.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Griffin Industries. Since 1943, Griffin Industries has been partnering with restaurants to provide spent grease removal. Griffin's family-owned recycling expertise covers 18 states, including the Carolinas. Call Griffin Industries today to see how your restaurant can receive best in-class service coupled with the most attractive rebate programs in the industry. Call 800-743-7413 or visit www.griffinind.com.
Welcome back to the Cliff Ellis Show, presented by HTC and Griffin Industries. Chanticleer is enjoying a 2-game road swing with 2 big victories. Coach, we'll go back to Thursday night. Presbyterian, you beat them by 18. Different story this time around.
Well, anytime you go on the road, Rich, it's just tough. It's a tough match. It's a tough out. You got to steal them. You got to keep in mind our basketball team, this is an impressive stat. I believe we won 20 out of the last 24 on the road. You think about that. That's big. That's where our program has come in the last 2 or 3 years.
And it used to be that Coastal Carolina was notorious for being horrible on the road. No longer the case anymore. Let's look back on Thursday night between the Chanticleers and Presbyterian. Now, Coach, this was about physical play, and buckets were tough to come by in this one.
Well, it was a big man's battle. We tried to stop Coleman, and we did. They did everything to focus on Sam and John inside. They did a good job of it. It was just a battle, a defensive battle. But anytime you go on the road, you got to rebound, play defense, and try to steal it.
Early on in the game, Anthony Raffa gets to the free throw line. This is his 1,000th career point, something I'm sure you guys will reflect on a little bit later from now when the grind's over.
Well, that's a tribute to him, and he's a hard-nosed player. He deserves any accolade he gets because he works so hard. He's a hard worker.
Chris Gradnigo, the turnaround jumper here, ties it at 8, and then here's Chris one more time. A nice play off the inbound.
Well, it was a good play and nice shot, quick turnaround, quick release.
Defense was the story throughout the game, though. Here's John Pack with a nice block shot.
Well, that defense is the key in this one. We're going to underline that one 2 or 3 times.
Okay, it's 12-8 Coastal at the under 12 timeout, and then here's Sam McLaurin, isolated, great move, hits the short jump.
That's a nice play.
And then Anthony Raffa up ahead to Warren Gillis, the freshman, makes it 16-13 at the 7-12 mark.
I like that kind of push.
And then here's Truss with the hoop and foul. It's 16-16, but Coach, from this point on, you go on a 7-0 run to close out the half. It was tied at 18, and this was some play by Anthony Raffa. It's kind of helter-skelter all over the place, and Raffa uses the bank, and it's open.
Well, we got out on a lead. We had Coleman out of the game with foul trouble, and that was a big key. That was the push in the first half. From there, it was pretty much a draw.
Let's take a look at this play again. It's the Hooters. Did you see that? Raffa beats the shot clock buzzer, and you don't care how it looks. It went in and looked good there, right?
Well, we were very lucky. We were very lucky, and when you look at the final score, you're glad to get it.
John Pack here makes it 23-18, and then the 7-0 run is capped off. Another fortunate bounce for you, Coach. Kind of just drops into Raffa's hands here. 25-18 Coastal at the half.
Yeah, we were very lucky.
Nothing wrong with that. Second half, you come out strong. Kier Greenwood with the drive here. It's a 12-point lead. Looks like maybe that run was going to come together.
Well, we got off to a lead, but we struggled down the stretch with field goals, and you got to give Presbyterian credit for their defense.
Chris Gradnigo with the drive here makes it 36-23, but then here comes the Blue Hose. Khalid Mutakabir had a heck of a game, Coach.
He did. He's a good player. He makes a lot of plays. When Coleman was shut down, he's the guy that's going to take over.
Big answer here, though, by Anthony Raffa, the hoop and the foul.
Yes, he did a good job. No question, Raffa made some big plays for us throughout this game.
But, Coach, now here's where things get tight. Coleman makes it a 40-36 game. Sam gets it on the inside, slams it down. It's up 6. And then Sam McLaurin shows his range here, Coach, but with 8:02 to go, he's got to get out of the game with 4 fouls.
That was big. He had 4 fouls. Chris Gradnigo had 4 fouls, and that's one of the reasons we struggled down the stretch the last 8 minutes.
And I'm sure, Coach, you thought that this was not going to be the last bucket field goal by the game here with 8 minutes to go.
No, you're very fortunate if you can win a game and not have a field goal the last 8 minutes.
Mutakabir, hoop and the foul. It's 48-44. And while you weren't making field goals, Coach, you were getting to the free throw line. And, boy, Anthony Raffa really came through with some serious clutch free throw shooting.
Well, his 10 out of 11 free throws, that was pivotal for us winning this game.
Mutakabir with another 3. He was feeling it. It's 50-47 with 1:24 to go, but Raffa comes right back, hits 2 more free throws, keeps giving you that cushion.
Well, when you need it, you're on the road, you're playing a team that's confident, and they're down the stretch looking for that bucket, and you just got to keep them at bay. Free throws you have to make late, and Raffa did.
52-49, good defense here. Mutakabir doesn't get a good look.
Yes, thank you. Defense, thank you.
But then Sam McLaurin has a chance to make it a 4-point game. He misses the free throw, and PC gets one more chance. And, Coach, you've had a few of these in your career, haven't you?
I tell you, it all goes down the wire, and fortunately, that would have been a tough shot to make. And you see the hands on defense, and they were there, so that was good. But, you know, you like to put those things away and not give them that opportunity.
Pierre Miller misses the 3, and Coastal survives 52-49. Coach, I have a feeling you might need a couple of roll-aids to get through this one.
Well, they're all tough. Anytime you go on the road, that's tough. But I think every game, as we've talked about, just gone to the wire, and we've been very fortunate.
And after the game, the Chanticleers talked about surviving a road scare.
I mean, we buckled down defensively. I mean, they're a great defensive team, and you know, Coach said they're gonna play their hearts out at home, and that's what they did. And you know, down the stretch, we caught a couple sets, really wasn't working. We were getting good shots, and you know, they fouled me down the stretch, and I made my free throws.
Man, it's always tough on the road. These guys, I mean, everybody understands the importance of protecting your home court, and you know, on the road it's always tough to get calls and stuff like that, but we pulled it out.
You don't make a basket for the last 8 minutes and you win on the road. That's not a bad deal, is it?
Yeah, it's not a bad deal. We played pretty good defense, but our offense definitely struggled. Sam got in foul trouble, and he was carrying us for a while and stuff. So, you know, as long as you can steal one on the road, we're all happy.
Our HCC peak performer from the Presbyterian game, Anthony Raffa, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1,000 career points. But, Coach, you have the most important stat.
the win. That was the big end, 10 for 11 from the free throw line. Those two stats right there were the key.
Time to take a break. When we come back, we'll show you what life is like on the road for the CCU basketball team. You're watching the Cliff Ellis Show, presented by HTC and Griffin Industries.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Creek Rats, A&I Fire and Water Restoration, and Britton Law Firm.
When it comes to fire, water, and mold damage, there is only one company to call, A&I Fire and Water Restoration. A&I has been in business for nearly 4 decades and continues to win national awards for their cutting-edge technology in the field, craftsmanship, and excellent customer service. In 2010, A&I took home another Chrysalis Award and are also recipients of the Big 50 Award for Remodeling Magazine. A&I is the Grand Strand's oldest, largest, and most trusted fire and water restoration company. So when disaster strikes, you know who to call. The name to trust, A&I Fire and Water Restoration.
My HTC high-speed internet's not only crucial to my day-to-day work, but it also offers a constant connection to the world around me. News, weather, staying in touch with friends, and still catching all the things I can't get on TV. HTC delivers the fastest and most reliable connection to the things that mean the most.
Get HTC high-speed residential internet for as low as $14.95 a month with a variety of speeds available.
HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
Locals love Creek Rats for dinner. They rave about the seafood dinner special, baskets, po' boys, wraps, and burgers. But when you experience those incredible waterfront views, you get that relaxed Creek Rats attitude on the Marsh Walk in Merle's Inlet and on Celebration Lake in Florence.
The inside story is right at your fingertips. News Channel 15 is on Facebook and Twitter. Unlimited access, a conversation involving you, insights, comments, a connection. Follow News Channel 15 on Facebook and Twitter. Your news, your station.
Well, a lot of things happen on the road. As you can see, we try to get our players relaxed somewhat. We also prepare them. There's a mixture of what we want to do. We want to make sure that we get our legs together. We want to get mentally prepared. There's a lot of film work, and we feed them. These guys can eat, but we try to. It's a great time for our players to bond to one another. It's one of my favorite things to do with a team, because when you get on the road, you don't have distractions. You have everybody together, and it's a great bonding time. And as you see in these clips, there's a lot of bonding going on.
It's 9 p.m. on Thursday night, and the buzzer is sounded on CCU's 52-49 win over Presbyterian. The Chanticleers have 46 and a half hours until they tip off at Gardner-Webb. First things first, the team gets out of Clinton and on the road to Gaffney, South Carolina, about 25 minutes away from Boiling Springs. The Hampton Inn will be the base of operations for CCU until Saturday night's game against the Runnin' Bulldogs. The veteran Chanticleers are used to the 2-game road swings in Big South play.
Yeah, it's not as glamorous as people would think. It's living out of the hotels, eating out all the time. You know, you're not sleeping in your own bed. You know, I mean, it takes you away from your normal routine. You have different routine at home when you're playing at home and then on the road. So it's definitely a big difference.
A lot of that routine means time on the charter bus. The Chanticleers spend plenty of time racking up the miles.
Pretty much just keep the same seats. Just from whenever you're here, you just stay in the same one you've been in all year.
I guess you're used to this, huh? You spent a lot of time on these buses, don't you?
Yeah, I'm used to, yeah. I've been here about 5 years, rode the bus for 4 years. So I'm pretty used to where I'm sitting at on the bus.
You spent a lot of time in that chair, haven't you?
I've spent that for about 40 years. This is a seat that I've taken. Part of the road.
Most of Friday is a chance for some downtime and to address the student part of student athlete. Jordan Griffin and Danny Neiman are roommates on the road.
We're doing a little business finance review for my test coming up in a week or so, so just trying to get a little headway on it.
Honestly, it's a little discipline going on here. It is Friday. You know, you're on the road with the fellas, and you got to buckle down, though, right?
Yeah, you do, because we miss so much class, you know, and that at least our teachers put the PowerPoints online so we can go online and kind of see what they did in class and maybe look at the book and take some notes for it. And we miss so much class being on the road that you got to be able to keep up with it if you want to do good in school.
Alrighty, me and Danny here taking a little study break, and now it's time to show you what the other guys on the road are doing. Right now we got Charles Ashford and BC Addy. What's up, man?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, guys? We're coming on in, seeing what you all do on the road. First, we're going to interview here Charles Ashford. You're watching cartoons, are you? Going in the refs. Oh, hey, what you doing there? You know, just here on the road. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about your day? What have you been doing here on the road? We'd like to know, Mr. Raffa.
Well, today, me and a couple of the guys went over to the outlets, you know.
Did you get any shoes? You get anything?
Nah, it ain't like the Myrtle Beach outlets, I'll tell you that. A little death and dying course right here, a little online course, sociology. You know, I'm figuring out what my discussion is for this upcoming week. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what I got to do.
What's up, Coach? What's up, Coach? Hey, we're doing a little segment, Life on the Road here, man. What you got to say? Tell us what you've been doing.
Sleeping.
You got out of film, Coach?
Yeah, we had a little bit of film, then, you know, closing my eyes for about 30 minutes before we go out to eat.
Okay. What are you doing over here, Superstar? What's up? You want to say something to the camera real quick?
Good night.
We got a sleeper. All right, we'll let them get some sleep.
It's a tight-knit unit that does everything together. On this night, it was dinner and a movie on the agenda.
When you sit with Danny Neiman, you got to eat healthier, go get on to, you know. So we all had to get a salad or soup. Couldn't get anything else.
Me and Big Sam, we went and watched Red Tails. It was a great movie about the history of World War II, about some black pilots, and it had a little twist at the end. I saw his eyes watering, but he don't want to admit it.
I went to see Contraband with, you know, pretty much the whole team, and I'd give the movie probably a 7 out of a 10. I mean, Mark Wahlberg, I mean, he's a great actor.
The night comes to a close with one last piece of business, one more film session to get the game plan.
All right, and you see the middle guy is trying to come up. He does that. Now we got to get the seal low.
I mean, it's just one of them things you got to do to get a real good feel of the next team and the opponent that you're playing. So, I mean, we try to use film as a advantage for our next opponent.
Alrighty, here we just got done watching some film. Now it's time to watch the Knicks and Heat game. I'm about to call tonight and go get some sleep and get this W for tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Time to step away. When we come back, it's time for Sean's Corner. The coach goes one-on-one with freshman guard Warren Gillis. That's when we return. Grand Strand Hooters presents A Look Back, highlighting some of the great moments from the Cliff Ellis era at Coastal Carolina. We go back to February 28, 2008 in Asheville, North Carolina, as Jack Leisure makes history, becoming the Big South's all-time leader in three-pointers. Leisure would finish his career with 405 career triples, one of only 8 in NCAA history to reach the 400 mark. Hooters, with 2 locations in Myrtle Beach, is a proud sponsor of the Cliff Ellis Show.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Coastal Orthopedic, Strand Orthopedic, Crescent Bank, Have a Nice Bank, and Chanticleer Holdings.
Come get that relaxed Creek Rats attitude on the Marsh Walk in Merle's Inlet and overlooking Celebration Lake on South Cashua in Florence.
HTC Home Security offers me the comfort of knowing I'm safe at night. I count on the monitoring services to safeguard my family and my belongings. HTC offers the peace of mind and protection I need for the things that matter the most.
Bundle your HTC home phone with your existing security equipment for one low price. Switch to HTC Security Monitoring and start saving today.
HTC. This is life. Connect with it.
We're here today on Sean's Corner with Warren Gillis. He's a 6'3" guard from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Strong academic student, hard-nosed player on the court. Very proud to have him. He's a freshman. I'll ask you a few questions. Who are the biggest influences in your life?
In my life, I would say Gilbert Arenas, my dad, my mom.
Tell us a little about what did you pick up from Gilbert Arenas?
Well, basically, when he was we came out of high school, he basically had a lot of doubters saying that he couldn't play in college at Arizona. So when he got to Arizona, he didn't really play much when he got there. So he just worked hard. And he ended up earning the starting spot his freshman year, and then ended up going to the NBA, becoming a star.
The rest is history. What do you like the most about Coastal Carolina?
It's a relaxing atmosphere. Haven't been here long, but it's been pretty good.
What's your favorite memory so far in this young career as a Chanticleer?
6 a.m. Friday workouts.
You know what? That gets people's attention, doesn't it? What would be the biggest thing that people would be surprised to know about Warren Gillis?
Well, in the 4th grade, I used to play the violin.
Wow. Stradivarius?
Strata who?
Well, tell me about your violin play. That's a type of violin, Stradivarius. But I mean, it's a big time. I'm just teasing. Yeah. Well, tell me about the violin. Can you play it now?
It's been a long time. I don't think I can play it no more.
But you did. That's interesting. I'd like to see you try. What else? Did you play the piano?
Nah, that was it.
What kind of music you like?
R&B.
Can you sing?
Nah, I ain't no singer.
Are you an R. Kelly fan?
My roommate can sing, though.
Who's your roommate?
Charles Ashford.
Ooh, we didn't get Charles. Charles can sing. Yeah, would you sing with him if I got him in here? Could y'all sing one? Can he do it? Yeah, can he sing? Yeah. Charles, come here.
Time to bring the real and the voucher around. When they don't even there's no trace, no residual. Still lands within you. The day you won't remember me.
There you go. You got the Bluegrass State and Philadelphia Freedom. I don't know what we're going to call it, but there it is. It's a rare act.
Time now for our HTC scouting report. Coach, just one game this week, Charleston Southern, but there's kind of a caveat there because on the back end, you got to play 4 games in 7 days.
Well, you look at the teams we're playing. The race is going to be determined at our place early. We've got big home games. Look at it. We got Charleston Southern next Saturday afternoon. Following that, the following Tuesday, we got Camel. So we got 2 of the leaders back-to-back, Saturday and Tuesday. Then we've got High Point, who knocks off Winthrop. And then we go to Winthrop. And then we come back and finish with UNC Asheville. We've got about a 10-day. We're playing 5 games in 10 days. That's a lot. And our depth is going to be tested. We got to depend on every one of our team, every one of our players on this team really playing a part because we've got a lot of basketball ahead. It begins next Saturday afternoon, Charleston Southern. I want to say this was a 5-5 team that packed this house, and it was an atmosphere. You saw it.
Yes.
I saw it. We've got to do this next Saturday.
The Chanticleer faithful need to come out of the woodwork and support this team. Tough times on the road. And Coach, I know that bus trip will be a little bit sweeter heading back to Conway.
Absolutely. Road wins are sweet.
Coach, enjoy it. For the coach, I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next week with highlights of Charleston Southern. Plus, we'll look at Coastal's new basketball home for next year. We'll see you then.
The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Bonnie Plants. Our roots run deep.
Hello, I'm Cliff Ellis, and these are peat pots from Bonnie Plants. Bonnie Plants is where I like to go. When you get ready to garden this spring, you need to buy Bonnie Plants. They're the only ones in these 100% biodegradable peat pots. They encourage healthy root development, and they're so easy to plant. Just tear off the bottom half of the pot and the recyclable label, and they're ready to go in the ground. I want to thank Bonnie Plants for being a supporter of the Cliff Ellis Basketball Show. The Cliff Ellis Show is brought to you by Griffin Industries. Since 1943, Griffin Industries has been partnering with restaurants to provide spent grease removal. Griffin's family-owned recycling expertise covers 18 states, including the Carolinas. Call Griffin Industries today to see how your restaurant can receive best in-class service coupled with the most attractive rebate programs in the industry. Call 800-743-7413 or visit www.griffinind.com.